Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of Brewnomics. You obviously get the pre-show. Jerry hasn't even sat down yet. That's how pre-show we are. Now we're going to have to wait because he started it, and then it sounds like he's going to have to... Oh, no, here he comes. Episode 180. You're welcome. That's all we do here. I mean, really. It's especially fitting for tonight because we're doing top 10 baseball movies.
I do color, you do play-by-play?
Something like that, yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Kind of. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. We're live in 3, 2.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another Brewnomics podcast, the podcast about beer, buddies, and this week, baseball. I'm Jerry.
I'm William.
I'm Vic.
I'm Paula.
Hope everybody's having a good time. It is, well, when this drops, it's essentially opening week for baseball. So, you know, as 2 out of 4 baseball fans here, we're going to be talking about baseball. If you know anything about baseball, it's a 500 batting average. That's pretty good.
Okay. Not gonna lie, you're dead on. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, so it's been a few weeks. I missed you. But let's get into it. This is going to be a unique one. We're going to do a top 10 list, and it's actually a top 10 list.
Yeah, usually we just have like a discussion or whatever, or we don't actually rank them. But Jerry went to all the trouble this week of, you know, ranking them out and typing something out professionally and printing it out and all that. And we kind of all agreed on the structure of it, I guess. So
Yeah, so I guess this would be the Brewnomics official top 10 baseball movies.
There it is.
There it is.
Look at that.
Hot scoop. Hot scoop.
Hot take.
What is more American than baseball and beer?
You got me, bro.
I mean, it's there. I mean, that's paramount, right?
I mean,
for
maybe-
the expression of Americanisms.
Maybe throw apple pie in there. But
Sure.
Fire,
Hot dog.
fireworks.
Right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't get any more American than that.
It's true.
That's you know, really the ultimate goal you're trying to achieve. So, yeah. First beer this week from Cascade Lakes Brewing Company. They are out of Oregon. This is the Red Haze, a hazy red ale. Oh,
We love our Reds.
hey, we do. You know how we feel about hazies? But this is a hazy, hazy red, and I've never had a hazy red before.
We'll have to see. All right. On Untapped, that lists us out at 6.4 ABV and 40 IBUs for whatever that means. And it's pretty new beer, it looks like. Not very many ratings.
This is a brand new beer, correct?
Yeah. And this is not a rotational, right? This is a brand new beer for them year-round? Maybe?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
That's all right. On Untapped, it reads, a new haze to add to your lineup. Oh, good baseball theme, Jerry. Our seasonal Northwest Red is full of sticky, dank tangerine hop character with just the right amount of malt to accompany you through the warmer days ahead. Balanced and drinkable, a perfect companion for your spring adventures.
I knew it was a spring beer, but I totally didn't catch that lineup. That is a nice little happy accident.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, is it a hazy?
It's definitely cloudy.
Yeah, definitely a cloudy red there. But
I'd say that's the bare minimum you could get by calling yourself a hazy.
Yeah.
Barely there.
There's a lot of light coming through that, and you can see the bubbles like on the side of the glass through, you know, up through the top. I don't know. What do you guys think?
It smells like a real hopped up malted red.
yeah, that's a good description.
And I like it. But it's saying it's a Northwest red, and that makes sense because you're going to get a little bit more of those danky, earthy flavors with it. But I still get that kind of chocolatey, biscuity malt you want from a red. Mm-hmm. I think they play this wonderfully. I really enjoy this.
You get any haze in it though?
Well, I mean, haze is really just more of a look than a taste. It's
not like a whole thing, like
Yeah.
smell and, you know, and
I don't think so. I think maybe the idea of a hazy is to kind of lighten it up.
Yeah, I would say if it doesn't have as much bite, but you still want as much, as much like stickiness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it does kind of have a taste to it, maybe.
I think they tend to be like a little more smoother and a little more juicier if you were like than a non-hazy. But yeah.
Yeah, I was looking for that description, as Big Head said, when I heard haze.
Well, it definitely seems a little fluffier in the mouth than a normal red does.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I would say yeah.
It's quite interesting. It's like it has a hazy profile, but then you get that malt behind it, and that's throwing me off.
Yeah, but very drinkable though. Yeah.
It's very new to my palate. That combo.
Is it a good new?
I'm not sure yet. Pass me for a while. I'm gonna think about it.
I like it. Takes his time, processes his thoughts.
What do you think, Vic?
I
And
like
also,
it, yeah.
do you guys think? Sorry to cut you off before you talk. About it. There's a 2-part question. I just wasn't done yet. So technically, you cut me off.
I see. That's a good one. Yeah.
Is there anything springy about this? Think about that. Hang on through it.
I mean, yeah. When you think of springtime, we think of just a little bit more. I mean, more citrus, a little bit more fruit forward, maybe as far as that's concerned. I don't get a whole lot of that, but I do get a lot more fluffy, a lot more smoothness to it. I like this a lot. I think it's it's juicy, very drinkable, and it is what it purports itself to be, with that malt backbone and more of that red sort of malty kind of flavor profile. Mixed really well with the IPA, like the Northwest hops. Like I really like this, man. I'd probably give it 4.
Sweet.
I like it a lot.
So when I think of spring, I think of top down, sunshine, wind in my hair. Just a nice crisp day, but still full of sun, right? You hit a sunbeam, you become like a cat, it just knocks you out. But this is interesting in that I feel like it is more trying to straddle that line between, all right, I'm ready for something tropical. I want spring break. I'm hitting the beach with my super white body. And, coming out of winter with the red, that it kind of fits because, red having more of a nice malt backbone. You want that kind of like, character in the beer to help keep you warm. It just fits better. So this is it. It's a totally new flavor for me. New style, I should say, of beer that I've ever had. And I guess this would be the perfect time to release that. I don't think I'd want something like this in the fall. Amazingly enough. I think
in
it's
the dead of summer. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of like that it's a springy beer. I don't think of it as a spring beer, but maybe that's because it's new. I don't know.
I think spring is the hardest season to define a beer for. Like, what is a spring beer? Because we're not at a time where many things bloom at the start of spring. It's late spring.
Yes.
So by the time you get that, then it's going to come out more as that, unless you're cooking with it immediately. By the time it steeps and does its shit, it's going to be a summer release at that point. So it's a hard season to do. But there is something about this beer. I'm thinking, like, if it's my day off, I'm going to go for an afternoon walk with my dogs and do some day drinking. I've got a couple good, like, canisters that'll easily fit 2, maybe even 3 beers. Put, a couple beers in those canisters, walk the dogs, nice little hour walk, drink those beers. This would be perfect with a nice, like, mid-70s sort of day doing that. Fuck yeah. I'd get behind that.
Absolutely.
Not too hard. Like, I'm not going to be playing softball or do something that requires a lot of movement or activity. No way. Maybe a disc golf and a nice, like, leisurely outdoor activity.
Stroll.
Leisurely.
Yeah. But with that, I'd fuck it up all day. I agree. I'll give it a 4. I like that rating.
Yeah.
Agreed. I didn't get my rating earlier, but yeah, I'm going to join you guys 4. PK?
Oh yeah.
We're circling back.
I'm just very surprised by the hazing, like the fluffy haziness of it, and then the red malt in the back, and then after you swallow, you get that dankness. And it's just everything's coming at you, and it's very new to me, that sensation.
Like bukkake flavors.
Well, bukkake's not new to me.
Correct. The flavors are, but the sensation is.
I am savoring these flavors, yes. And after hearing everybody else's opinions and drinking all of mine before everybody else had drinking all of theirs, I like it. I like it a lot. I also will give it a 4.0.
Nice.
Ooh.
Makes it a Brunomics recommended beer. It's 4.0 average.
There's an easy average to do on that one.
All of us, rated it 4 or higher.
Even I can do that math.
Cool.
Oh boy. All right, well, let's get started with our top 10 baseball movies. So this is our list. If you don't like it, you can feel free to share your thoughts with us or make your own fucking list. No, I'm kidding. We care what you think. Or it may not be on the list because either you're wrong and it shouldn't be on the list, or it's possible none of us have seen it. You know, we
Very
only
true.
have so much time in our hands between the four of us, and there are a lot of baseball movies out there.
Yeah.
There have been for a long time. It's an old sport.
Yeah.
It's a very old sport.
Okay, let's get started. Number 10. Not even really a baseball movie, but it is a baseball movie. At least baseball's a major plot point around it, and it's a great fucking movie. I'm talking about Brewster's Millions. It came out in 1985. It's based off an old novel that came out in the early 1900s, which I'm forgetting the name of right now. But it's, this was like the 8th incarnation of it. It's essentially a minor league baseball player, in this case, the legendary, Richard Pryor, was told, like a better word, you have 30 days to spend $30 million. You can't do it. You can't tell anybody about it. You can't donate anything to charity. There are a few other caveats. I can't remember what they all are. And then if you can spend this much money, which in 1985 is not the easiest task to do, you get like 10 times the amount of money, like $300 million. So he can't figure out what to do and essentially decides to pay the New York Yankees to have an exhibition game against his minor league baseball team. That's why it counts as a baseball movie.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah, because I think one of the rules was you can't actually like own anything or like keep something or have something to that degree.
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but we're not trying to get it too plotty in this because there may be a lot of these movies that you haven't seen, and we don't want to take up too much of your time. We'll just give you some fun facts about the movie. The director to this movie didn't want to do it at all. Walter Hill. And the original director was out for whatever reason, and he read the script and he thought it was silly. It wasn't up his alley because this is the guy that did 48 Hours. He did a whole bunch of shit with Eddie Murphy. And if you rewatch the movie, there are a whole bunch of 48 Hours Easter eggs just scattered throughout, which I love it. Like the bookie that took all the bets towards the end in the Yankees game was wearing the exact same suit that Eddie Murphy was wearing in 48 Hours. Not a lookalike, the actual one.
Oh, nice.
Which I think is just super, super funny. I thought this was a fun little fact. Kind of makes this movie a little bit of a time capsule. When the team's flying out to New York, you see the Statue of Liberty. It's covered in a whole bunch of scaffolding, and that's because there was a
Doctor Strange?
a restoration. A restoration taking place between 1984 to 1986 to extend it out like another 100 years. So you just see this cool little bit where they're taking that 2-year time throughout history, and you'll always know that movie was filmed in 1984.
That's cool.
I just think that's a fun, silly little fact. Also has nothing to do with baseball. They had to shoot it in 2 parts because they started in L.A. and the Olympics kicked them out because that was where the Summer Olympics were, and so they moved to New York after that to finish and tried to make it look like it was the same locations the whole time.
That's difficult.
It's hard to do.
Very difficult. And you can tell if you go back and watch it towards the end of the movie. It's pretty much what I'll give you about this movie. If you want to watch it, it's free on YouTube. It's one of the few ones where you don't actually have to have a streaming service that you pay for. Just hop on YouTube. Watch it for free. It's amazing the amount of quality movies you can see for free on YouTube.
Is this with ads or whatever? Free with ads? Or
It depends on if you pay for ads or not. With
Oh, okay.
YouTube.
That makes sense.
It's like 10-second video, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
who cares?
But like I pay for no ads on YouTube because it's only $10 a month, but it also comes with like YouTube Red and YouTube Music and a whole bunch of shit. And I don't use.
Not a sponsor, but should be a sponsor.
Oh, fuck, I'd love that.
Hit us up, Google.
That'd be amazing.
So I just don't. Every time somebody shows me something on YouTube and an ad pops up, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing that happens.
This is the only movie on this list that I haven't seen. So
Oh really?
yeah,
Yeah, a lot of people haven't seen it. It's kind of an underrated gem. Again, not necessarily about baseball, but I wonder how much money it would have to be now. Because when it came out, and apparently a whole bunch of the original iterations, it was like if you can spend $1 million, then you get $10 million. Because it came out, I think it was 1908, and then by 85 had to bump it up to 30 million. What would it be in 2022?
Whoa, that's a good question,
100,
man.
100 million?
You think so?
You can't if you
Right.
can't own any of the assets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No charity. You can't tell anybody.
You can't just give it away.
You
Yeah.
can't. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be.
That'd be hard to do. That's a lot of high-end services, I would imagine. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But I don't know. No, now between private jets and certain hotels and
Yeah.
like being able to rent fucking Richard Branson's island in the Virgin Islands or whatever it is.
True. You could throw one heck of a concert too.
Yeah.
I'd throw these massive parties and just charter planes across the world.
I would like to try. I'd like the challenge.
Yeah, I would take it.
I'm not gonna say no.
Listen, I can spend money. I'll figure it out.
All right. And our number 9 pick.
This is The Benchwarmers. This came out in 2006. This movie stars,
What? Rob Schneider.
David Spade, John Lovitz,
John
and
Heater.
John Heater,
Yeah.
and also Craig Kilborn. A little bit.
Huge
in there.
cast in this one.
Yeah, Tim Meadows.
Whole bunch of like their comedian friends and shit.
Yeah, it's a Happy Madison production, and this movie, I don't know, I like that it has a place on our list because it really is about like going and playing baseball as a little kid at a park, and there's always going to be someone on your team that kind of sucks, but this movie shows that it's important to include them.
Yeah, don't be a fucking bully.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I like about this is the anti-bullying message.
Yes. Yeah, and that's for me what really
Without being
makes it
preachy.
on the list. Yeah.
Without being preachy. And like it's a good way. It does one of the hardest things to do, I think, which is education through comedy without you knowing you're being educated.
Yeah, it doesn't berate you with
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I mean, the movie gets quite ridiculous
Oh yeah.
with how out there some of these characters are, but
It's a Happy Madison production.
yeah, exactly. Know what you're getting into. Jerry actually has a couple notes here. He says that in an interview with Howard Stern, Adam Sandler said he specifically cast David Spade and Rob Schneider to force them to work together in order to smooth over a rift that the two had with each other. I'm guessing that this was like an SNL thing, but we don't really know what the rift was about. So,
But he's like, I like you. We're friends. Figure it the fuck out. Go make this movie.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's so cool like that.
yeah.
I think like not to go too off tangent, but I'm not a huge fan of all of his films by any stretch of the imagination. He has a whole lot of trash, but Adam Sandler seems like the peak person that money and fame didn't change him. It just made him more him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look
For
at
better or worse, whatever that may be. But it seems like he's kind of a cool dude overall, and it helps. I love that about him.
the movie Remember the Zohan or whatever it is.
Whatever. Yeah, there's a whole lot of trash, but there's some gold in there too.
Also, the thing there's a scene in this movie where an older gentleman, and I mean older like our age, goes and plays for a youth kids team, and he's just drinking the whole time, and that's actually apparently based on an actual event. So Danny Almonte, originally from the Dominican Republic, was playing for a U.S. team from New York City. He was found to be too old. He was actually 14 and not 12, which was the original cutoff age. He had a forged birth certificate, and his team won the regional competition and were eliminated in the semifinals of the Little League World Series. But as a result of the scandal, the entire team was disqualified and had their records erased because, baseball, they do keep their records a lot. Coach was banned also for life from Major League or Little League Baseball.
Yeah.
God, they take that shit seriously, son.
dude.
Oh, absolutely. But it's so funny how many times it's been parodied since there too. Like I've been rewatching Arrested Development, and they have the company softball game. Same thing.
Ringer.
Bring
Yeah.
in this giant, 34-year-old huge Puerto Rican, has a birth certificate that's literally in crayon that just says "I'm 12" on it. Then rewatching 30 Rock. And in order to get their team to win, the Little League team that they're sponsoring, Grizzin.com, are playing as kids, just these massive, massive dudes. It's just all over. But yeah, I think we've all made fun of it, but it
It's a real thing.
it happens.
There's actually another scene in this movie that I actually really related with, in that at one point when John Hader is up to bat, he crouches down because he's scared of the ball being thrown at him. And when he does that, the ball was, aimed at his head or whatever to hit him, and he crouches down, but he's still holding the bat up. And by coincidence, the ball hits the bat and goes into play. And that actually happened to me when I played Little League.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So
That's nuts.
I totally read that actually does happen. So
That's amazing. I
it's
thought you were
not-
going to say you get in the shower with your wife and just pee.
No, that's a different character, and that's not what happens.
It happened in the movie, though. I don't know. You do weird things.
Apparently, you do weird things. Apparently, that was something normal.
That is true. That is true.
All right.
Gold.
Yeah, I'll take number 8 here. We have Angels in the Outfield. This has Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. This is where he is
JGL.
too young to even recite his lines.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a wee one.
I'm the least biggest baseball fan here, and Jerry was kind enough to make us a list to help me out with facts of the movies. It came out in '94, which I do not remember.
It's a real long. That's a real long time ago. Yeah.
And again, 92 baseball movies came out in 1994.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know that to be true, but
It's a lot.
probably pretty close.
There was one with a monkey even called Ed.
Yeah.
told you, Matt LeBlanc. I told him.
That's a true story. Yeah. We're talking about that earlier.
This had to deal with foster kids, right?
It did. He was Joseph Gordon-Levitt was a foster kid, and I can't remember what it was, but there was something that he would get placed with a permanent family if the Angels won the pennant.
Oh no! The idea was that his father was kind of a piece of shit. Was trying to leave his mom. There's a statement. I just watched the trailer earlier. That's how I know this. But JGL asks his dad when do you think we're gonna be a family again? His dad's like, when the Angels win the pennant.
Oh.
And then he's like, oh, okay. So that's what.
There we go.
Oh.
Which was considered ridiculous because up to this point, the Angels were a god-awful fucking team.
Yeah.
So that's why that was a big deal.
Big
They'd
old
never won the
losers.
pennant. They'd never even, I don't even think, made it to the playoffs at this point.
Yeah.
That's right. So he prays to win, or for them to win the pennant, and then Angels come and get involved in the plot.
They helped them win. Yes.
Yeah.
And they had that angel.
Yeah,
Oh,
flat.
yeah.
exactly. There you go. Now it's all coming
Okay.
together. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember that Disney moment.
Yeah. I love this one as a kid.
Oh, me too.
It was a lot
man.
of fun.
Beautiful.
Plus, my grandpa had coached my sister's softball team, and they were the Angels. So it was just,
Good connection. Yeah. Right on, man.
when you're kids.
Being kids. What special facts you got about this film here?
Oh,
Vicky?
okay. Well, the character of Hank Murphy, the Angels owner,
Of course.
he is loosely based on an actor and country music star, Gene Autry,
Gene Autry.
Gene Autry.
Yeah.
right down to the cowboy hat. I don't know what this person looks like.
That's all right.
That's fair.
Cool. Unfortunately, Mr. Autry had passed away in '98 in October when the Anaheim Angels won the 2002 World Series, and they dedicated their win to him. That's really sweet, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what AL means.
American League.
Oh, okay, cool. So at the time of the production and release, the Angels, who entered the American League in 1961, had won an AL pennant or appeared in the World Series and were best known for their collapses in the ALCS. A lot of
American
acronyms
League
here.
Championships.
There we go. And I'm sorry, I'm really trying here.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Unfortunately, the Angels lost their appearances in the 1979, 82, and 86. What does that mean? Their appearances?
They just blew it.
They blew their game.
Yeah, every time.
Aw. So, 8 years after the movie's release, the Angels won both the franchise's first AL pennant and World Series. Oh, okay, that's cool. They won the championship in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
And it's streaming, if you guys want to know this. Nowhere unless you have cable.
That's a good stuff.
This movie exists as a fond memory for everybody at this moment.
I'm surprised it's not on Disney because I thought it was a Disney movie.
It is a Disney movie.
Buy it off Amazon.
Right. And if you guys want to watch Benchwarmers, that's on HBO Max.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that.
You dick.
Real dick move.
Real.
Let's drink another beer, huh?
Let's do that.
How about that?
Sounds about right.
Let's get into that.
In it to win it.
Okay, our second beer is the Icicle.
Icicle.
This is from Icicle Brewing Company. Whom's is from's. Jesus Christ, Will. I'm going to throw that chair out the goddamn room.
I am sorry, man.
I know it's not your fault. It's
Every
just
second
fucking
Damn it.
They're from Washington. So Icicle Brewing Company, Peak Seeker West Coast IPA, coming in at 6.9 giggity percent.
So this is their Tumwater version of this. It's they have got a
What
bunch Tumwater.
Tumwater.
Yeah, so Tumwater is a city in Washington, kind of over by the south, kind of over near Vancouver or Portland.
Correct.
And but the Peak Seeker series from Icicle, they've got a bunch of different kinds, and just wanted to make sure we were calling out the correct one when that way you know what we're talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, they've got like a Summit Seeker, Peak Seeker, Outer Space, Paradise, Evergreen, all this stuff. But the one that we're talking about,
It's the West Coast IPA.
does it have anything on the can for us to read? You want to?
After running Class 5 whitewater down the turbulent Tumwater Canyon on the Wenatchee River, this Peak Seeker is just the reward you desire. This is the 5th release of our modern West Coast IPA series and features a ridiculous amount of strata hops with Mosaic, Citrus, Simcoe, and Chinook rounding out the hop bill. Expect notes and aromas of juicy citrus, tropical fruits, grapefruit, and a hint of pine on the crisp finish. The malts provide a smooth mouthfeel while letting the character of the hops flow through. All right.
That was a
And
lot.
the front of the can, the artwork, is that a kayak?
Mm-hmm.
Kayak and paddle. It's watercolor by Chelsea Courtney.
Oh, that's lovely.
2 first names.
C squared.
Never trust somebody with 2 first names.
Now, you said that for a long time, but is that something from a movie, or is that just?
It's from.
Is that just you?
Talladega Nights.
Okay.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He's got 2
I
first
was like,
names.
it sounds like.
Yeah, I don't have any basis for that whatsoever.
Okay.
All right. Well, cheers, motherfuckers.
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers. Oh, also, this beer is wonderfully brought to us from Robert. We thank you very much for your kind donation.
Oh, wow.
Reach out to us if you want to get us beer. Anybody out there in podcast land, we will happily accept, and we will get you instructions on how to do so. It's brewnomics@gmail.com.
We'll make it easy for you.
Yeah.
This is fucking piney as hex. I mean, it does say piney on there. I'm not getting a whole lot of the citrus just because I feel like I'm literally chewing on pine needles
Yeah, that's fair, man.
soaked in tum water.
Yeah. The description on Untapped says hint of pine, and that is an understatement.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like I have a Christmas tree in my mouth.
Yeah, with the like Mosaic and like Simcoe Chinook hops, like that's a combination that's just gonna just exacerbate the pine needle taste
I
there.
feel like I was hiking, tripped, and went and fell down and bit a branch of a pine tree right on a like a sap pus thing, and it just all kind of released at the same.
Kind of like you're chewing on a pine cone.
Mm-hmm.
Like a really green pine cone.
And do I mean that in a negative way? You know what? Yeah. I kind of do.
Well put.
Yeah, wasn't,
Do I? I do.
Yeah, wasn't super positive. Yeah, nice.
This is a very West Coast, and I'm kind of surprised because this is typically your style of beer, Jerry, in that you kind of like it a little bit more, pine,
I do
pine
like it a
citrus,
little bit more
dank.
hopped up.
Yeah,
A little danky, but this is. I don't know if it's because I haven't really been drinking lately. But yeah, I don't know. Even oh my god, like excuse me on that burp, but now how much pine I taste that just came out of my mouth kind of reinforces that. It's just too much on the pine.
Like you would be riding the pine, as it were.
Hey,
oh, great baseball reference.
You're welcome.
yeah, put the. You know what? Let this one ride the pine for a bit. Put it on a fucking bench.
Ooh.
Oh, that's what that means?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
No,
You don't want to do it.
it's not positive.
I smell a lot of the pine, but I don't get that strong taste you guys are getting.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What are you getting on the taste?
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on in your mouth feels.
Your haircut looks awesome, by the way, PK.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
I noticed these things.
See? Look, we both said something. I said it off air, but
I want the credit.
I'm getting the citrus notes when I taste it. The pine is when I smell it, the floral of it, and then when I breathe it out as well, I'm getting that pine sensation, but not on my tongue though. I get a little prickly on my tongue, but it's nothing piney,
okay.
which is very interesting when you guys are like, you just fucking taste that fucking air freshener.
Yeah.
So that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
And
one.
I don't find it unpleasant either.
Okay.
We're one with the pine saw.
What do you think? Are we? What do we think? Are we out of sorts here, Vic? You said it was a little piney. Is it as
Oh,
piney as we're making it out
No,
to
it's
be?
definitely piney.
You're there with
And
Pete,
it's,
yeah.
it's coming through pretty strong there. I mean, yeah, I would say it's very akin to a mouthful of pine there for me personally as well.
How do you
it's-
feel about that?
I mean, it's yeah. I think you were right to kind of like try to rest on a positive or negative element there, but for me, it's not super positive because I don't super enjoy that amount of taste in my mouth, but it's not terrible. I mean, I wouldn't seek it out personally. I'm really 50-50 here. I'm on the line here just because of the way that this beer is kind of affecting my taste buds right now, so hard to say.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Two beers so far have really just danced around our palates.
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
All right, rate it. Somebody start. You liked it, Paul. You start us off.
I'll go. I didn't hate it. I get a lot of grapefruit. I don't know if you guys do or not. I'm not the biggest fan of the grapefruit taste.
I hate grapefruit.
Okay.
I don't mind it, but I just, I don't search it out.
Okay.
That being said, it's not,
I
I
know,
don't-
right? Yeah.
I'm putting it out there,
Okay. Sail it out.
high-fiving a million angels,
Sure.
3.25. I don't hate it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But I don't know. It's just, I don't know if I would choose it
Sure.
after
Yeah.
this.
Sure. Is grapefruit a white people fruit?
Yes.
No,
No.
I don't like grapefruit.
Yeah.
It is a bit. It is a bit of a white person thing, but
But well, you've got weird taste buds.
I do.
When it comes to foods. But I'm like thinking about it, and it just seems like I don't know.
if you're one of
Like
those
people that
that
really love grapefruit.
if you're one of the people that has like a grapefruit spoon because they have a specific spoon and like doles out the sugar on top of it and cuts it in half and that's what you're eating for breakfast in the morning on like a super white plate in your sunroom, yeah, it's a white person food. But
To that point,
Oh, you got a sunroom?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
if you have a specific spoon that's not like a spoon, you're probably white.
It's a serrated spoon.
Yeah, with the exception of like maybe a wonton spoon or something like that. But other than that, if you're like, yeah, it's a soup spoon or a grapefruit spoon or a cantaloupe spoon or what else do you
Caviar spoon.
An ice cream spoon. It's just like, all right, Whitey, we get it.
Yeah.
You got spoons.
No, to Will's point, I've been there several times, so it is a white person's food.
I
trust
thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's kind of
Oh, you've been at those houses. Okay.
me. Yeah, because
Oh, yeah. Your job. I
watching
get
both
it.
worlds.
I walk both ways, man. I truly do. I don't think people truly understand that.
All right, Blade, rate it.
Yeah.
Blade.
Fucking true story. It's a hard one just because of the taste profile on that one. Like Paul said, I'm not seeking it out. It's okay, but I'm gonna go with a 3. Honestly, like It's fine.
Are you guys not getting how piney it is in the smell though? Because I get that
I'm not-
so much.
Honestly, I'm not getting the grapefruit element to it, which is interesting to me that you are. That's more of a. Is it more of a grapefruit specific, or is it like a
the
stone
tartness of the
fruit?
grapefruit.
Oh, okay.
And then like it's so far away from my face, but I'm getting so much pine smell right now.
Interesting.
I feel like on the nose, I can get. It's like grapefruit juice, real grapefruit juice that was poured on dirty feet.
Ew.
No, I could see that because of the hot profile that was utilized. Yeah, I could see it. It's danky.
Yeah.
It almost smells like durian. That fruit. I don't know. You guys have had it. It's not a good smelling fruit.
I know. I understand what it is and that notorious smell, but I've never
Prickly.
had the pleasure.
Yeah, it smells bad.
Yeah,
It's really sweet though. It's really sweet and tasty. But it smells like feet.
I would give this a. I really don't like this.
Okay.
I'd give it a 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. By the way, the way I would describe, because it is a West Coast IPA, so it's definitely bitter, but it is a bright bitter, but not a tropical bitter. I'm gonna give this a 1.75. I don't like it.
Gotcha. Yeah. A little below normal there.
I mean, if it's a really hot day and I got nothing else, I'll drink it. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right. I guess we should move on. Huh?
Yeah. So this brings us to number 7 on our list, which is Rookie of the Year. This movie came out in 1993. Man, I love this movie. This movie taught me about like wanting things and creating goals, and like, you know, even though things may just be like a little outside your ability to get to them, like it's not impossible. And like Henry Rowan Gardner was like, this kid was my jam. Like I thought he was magic, the way that he like encapsulated the role and what was going on. Like, and there's this really lovely fantastical element here. Like, if you're not familiar with the movie, essentially Henry Rowan Gardner he's a kid like on the East Coast, loves the Cubs, wants to play baseball, kind of getting bullied at school, ends up getting hurt, like breaks his arm overheals itself, like his tendons like get healed
Somehow
too
gets a
tightly.
superpower.
Yeah, and so when he gets his cast off, essentially his arms are like hyper, like super intense, and so his arm travels very quickly.
Didn't
and
he
so,
like break the doctor's nose when the cast came off or something? 'Cause
Yeah,
they just went
yeah.
flat, like,
There's this
accidentally.
Yeah, exactly. So as soon as he gets his cast off and the doctor's checking his arm reflexes, like he's like, all right, now move your arm forward. And since his arm's like hyper, like reflexive, it goes boom, like it's so fast. And the doctor's like, oh my gosh, you broke my nose, funky butt loving.
That's right. That's right.
And then like his friend's like,
That's right.
did you just say funky butt loving? I'm pretty sure he just like it was just this great scene. You're like, yeah, that's how a 12-year-old would react to that. That's phenomenal. Yeah, and so like this kid essentially somehow goes, I don't know, gets somehow recruited to play for the Chicago Cubs, and he's a pitcher and he doesn't know what that's like, and there's a lot of anxieties, like pitfalls, trials and tribulations. He's trying to balance his like personal life at the same time he's trying to work through this weird like situation he's in, and then yeah, he's playing baseball, and then
didn't his dad just leave him too, or
Yeah,
they did a long time ago? So
Yeah,
trying
no.
to find love for his mom or something like that.
Yeah, she's got a single mom. She's trying to do her thing, trying to raise him. She's in this super intense situation. He's got this piece of shit manager now involved in this situation who's like trying to take advantage of him. So they're trying to navigate that. I mean, like this movie's very complex, but there's a boatload of heart to it, which I find to be incredibly phenomenal. And like there's this beautiful moment at the end, like where his arm like actually reverts to like normal and it's not healed, but he's still like in the middle of a giant game, and he like still brings the noise here with a couple of silly like change ups and like slow balls that throw the other teams, and he just
Got some trick plays.
He's got some tricks plays that they did with baseball. Really old school, like special stuff that occurred. So yeah, and this, I don't know, this movie just like gets you like at the moment, and like I find that movies like this just really like it. Actually, really, with all these movies, baseball's kind of like the secondary thing, while the primary thing is like these people's lives and the way that they live them and what's happening with them. It's kind of like it's pretty cool.
I think
the
that's
way it
one thing
happens.
that that's a really good point. I'm glad you bring that up, Vic. When I was going through this, and I was like, what I really like about this is, yeah, baseball's a point in the movie, but it's either a story about overcoming adversity, family. Maybe it's just a good old-fashioned comedy.
Sure.
But the way you can throw comedy and mix it in with baseball and drama and all that, it's just it a very versatile tool to use in a movie.
Yeah, because it's something like everybody can really relate to. It's the just the gel that binds everything
America's
together,
game.
and like somehow, yeah, exactly, and somehow like their playing of the game is they're overcoming what they are in their personal lives in the game that sort of comes together in these beautiful moments. And no, I think it's really good, especially like baseball in general does this really well, but sports movies kind of hit on this a whole lot. But yeah, no, I love this movie, man. It just made my day as a child. And so like there's a couple special things that were going on here, like some of the main through lines where when Rowan Gardner is kind of dealing with this new coach, he definitely doesn't want him to be there, and he just starts making up names like, hey, Ruling Father, or hey, Gardenhoser, or hey, Robbie Boozer, or hey, Rosenberger, Runamaker. No, he goes through so many different names. He's like, man, this guy never gets my name right until the end of the movie, where it fucking pays off.
When he
so
earned his
hard.
respect.
Where he earned his respect.
That moment where the old grizzled coach was like, all right.
Yeah, no, I thought that was rad. Something I didn't know though, fucking Gary Busey had a fake mustache.
It was
the
a
whole
glorious
time.
mustache. I remember always thinking
Everyone
that, like,
remembers
what a great
him with that mustache.
man. And it was
So-
a fucking fake.
So furry, man. I didn't even know that. God, that's solid. Yeah, no, super cool. Streaming on Disney Plus right now. Check it out, man. If it didn't just take you back to a better time.
And yeah, Will and I were having a fun little argument amongst each other on what was a better movie, this or Angels in the Outfield.
Hmm?
We had a disagreement. So
Mhm.
we were like,
Oh.
you know what? We'll leave it to the people. So we put a full poll on Facebook and one on Twitter.
Yep.
And on Twitter, Angels in the Outfield won, but just barely.
Well, the total votes were like
wasn't that
six
many
votes.
either.
It was like
7.
4-2 or something
on
like
Facebook,
that. Yeah.
we had a lot more. And the Rookie of the Year crushed
Just
it.
destroyed.
yeah.
Like double the amount of votes.
I get it. No, I get it. Yeah, because it's funny because you want to be that kid. You want to be Henry. You want to relate to him. Like with JGL's character in Angels in the Outfield, like he was really more of an observer, but when it puts you in the game, that's a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's a really good point. Really good point. All right. And our...
I got 2 words for you.
Hot ice.
Hot ice.
Hot ice. All right, our number 6.
Oh my
Pick.
gosh.
This next movie is Moneyball. This came out in 2012 and starred Brad Pitt and Philip Seymour Hoffman, Jonah Hill, and wasn't Amy? No, that was a different baseball movie.
Yeah.
That
No,
was
those three. That's-
Trouble with the Curve.
That's right. Well, I guess you could say Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah, Chris Pratt was in this. Yeah, he played first base because his knees were shot as a catcher. So yeah, this movie is written by Aaron Sorkin, famous for The West Wing. He's kind of one of his first like movie rights that he had ever done. Before that, he'd always kind of done television. So it definitely has that same kind of cadence. I will say where people talk a little bit fast.
Well, he rewrote it, and you can absolutely tell the parts where Sorkin came in and added
Yes.
to it. It's like, yep, that's a Sorkinism right there. It's like,
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, you know it when you see it.
I just watched this movie like 2 days ago.
Oh really?
Oh,
really? You almost should be talking about it. But because yeah, you have a line in here on your notes about a part of the movie that was pretty accurate, but not accurate about Art Howe, and I don't even remember who that is in the movie.
Well, Art Howe's the manager, Philip Seymour Hoffman. So, and in the
okay.
movie, when they're losing it first, when Billy Bean's trying to, essentially, to break it down, the Oakland Athletics were a franchise that had $35 million, and they were supposed to compete in the same division as somebody like the New York Yankees, who have $150 million a season on the payroll. So your odds are, a little askew there. So as them trying to put it together, he's in, meeting with other owners, sees Jonah Hill's character, kind of realizes there's something a little bit different, talks to him, and is like, it's not about major players because the A's just lost a bunch of, I won't bore you with the names, really big baseball players. And he's like, but it's not about the money. It's ultimately what's baseball about: getting on base, scoring runs.
Scoring runs.
That's what wins games.
Offense, because it's really hard to hit the ball.
It really is. And it doesn't matter if you get on base. If you get hit, if you get walked, if it's a single, it does. If it's an error, it doesn't matter. Fucking get on base. That's what matters.
Yep.
And how can we do that for the least amount of money possible? There's your premise for the movie.
Yep.
And the coach, Art Howe, the manager, is not about it. He's like, you're playing the wrong players at the wrong position. Your lineup's wrong. He's like, no, it's not. I promise. It'll work. Just do it.
Put
And
this
then
guy
the
in at
manager's
first.
Like, I don't
or-
fucking know how to run a base. But so there's that argument that forces Billy Bean essentially to cut all the players. He's playing ahead of the ones he wants. So he forces his hand, and that's when they start winning. Art Howe says he was never consulted for the movie. And that's not how it went down.
No.
He's the only one that says that.
Interesting.
Nobody else kind of has his back. He's like, I wasn't that sort of asshole. I tried to play the game with him, and it's like, everyone else says you didn't.
At the same time, you kind of
I heard you're an asshole.
Yeah.
there's actual history there, and every movie needs a villain.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. So that's pretty much. Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
I love this movie, Moneyball.
yeah, it's real fun. Actually, sorry, I cut you off, Paul. Go.
I didn't think I would like it, and then Jerry was like, "Watch it," and I was like, "Fucking fine." And I was like, "Thanks, man. Thanks."
And I think a lot of that has to do. I mean, it was really well written, but with the glory of Aaron Sorkin too. I mean, the guy that came in before Aaron Sorkin, just his writing is. There's a reason The West Wing's like the #1 TV show of all time, and a lot of other things he does is it's like a modern day Shakespeare.
Yeah,
You can't improv. You can't. Well, it's funny, and I guess this totally off the wall has nothing to do with the movie. But Aaron Sorkin is such a tight ass. I guess in West Wing, like if you were walking and the line had "I am" and you said "I'm," do it again.
nope. Do it again. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
because
was "the" and you said or "a." Nope. Do it again.
He wants what's on the page.
he writes language and considers it essentially like a symphony. And if you say the wrong word, that's like hitting the wrong note.
Exactly.
Because he wants it to play. He wants the actual cadence of what is said to sound melodic.
I don't care if it was a B. It was supposed to be B flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that up.
You fucked it
Do
up.
it again.
Do it again. Yeah. Yep.
Exactly.
99 notes. You got one wrong, or you got one wrong.
Do another take.
Do it all.
And they'd be, the cast would be there sometimes till like
I mean, I guess
3 in the morning.
I was listening to a podcast with Rob Lowe, and he never interrupts the scene or stops it. But there's somebody on set whose job is to have a script and go through, and anytime something's wrong, you come in, you walk in from the wrong side, the wrong time, you're just circling, and they'll go back. All right, we got to redo this, but you fucked up here. You follow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
That's intense.
No, thank you.
That's hard. That's hard to deal with.
I mean, it was the professionalism of the room. I mean, and that was kind of a John Wells production, and he was the one that maintained that standard and allowed Aaron to do that. And I think it shows with the quality of the work. Yeah. So, let's move on to our next movie.
Yeah. Netflix, if you want to watch Money.
Yes, gosh, I'm so
It's
sorry.
on Netflix.
All right.
Yeah.
I also own Moneyball, so if you want to borrow, just let me know.
There you
Oh,
go.
nice.
So
And
many
people, whoever's listening.
Reach out.
If you don't have Netflix, but you're kind enough to reach out, Paul, let you borrow his VHS of Moneyball.
If you actually reach out, I will let you borrow my DVD of Moneyball.
All right, that's
Hilarious.
our first 5. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Cool. All right.
Cheers.
Cool. I really had to pee. That's why I walked out. I was like, my God, I'm going to die.
Oh, boy.
Jupiter, what's our time at?
Fucking 49 minutes.
Yep. Shoot. Yep. We knew this was gonna be a longer one.
What did you
No. Fuck that.
I forgot to loop the "We'll be right back" one, so it was just a black screen for a while.
Meh.
I like see my favorite part of like the "We'll be right back." If it was like not like a copyright thing, just always put the Carpenters will be right back after we use the bathroom. God, dude, I can't. There's an album like that was like the interlude on
Is it-
one of their songs. Like,
Is it under?
legitimately.
Is it under 8 seconds long?
Yeah, it's like we'll be right.
We could we could use that.
after we go to the bathroom. It's just the greatest thing in the world. Like it's such
That's
just a beautiful song was written about having to go to the bathroom. It just cracked me up as a child.
if it's only 8 seconds, we can use it.
I think it's 6.
It's
I'll
not
have to
long.
look into it. but I
Yeah,
don't know.
but
No,
I was
I'm
like,
I'm positive we could use it and get away with it legally. So
well, you can figure it out. That's a good one.
Okay, let's get back
Okay.
into it with a beer.
I would recommend a remix though, because that way nobody can get you with it.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, do something over it. Yeah.
Something in the background or whatever. Yeah.
All right, count me back down.
All right, 3.
that was a 1-0.
Okay, let's move on to another beer before we finish up this list here. Hi, Evie. This is our I Tap That segment. Coming from our friends at Mother Earth Brewing Company, this is the Heavy Cloud Hazy IPA. Another brand new beer coming at you.
Yeah, this is a year-round beer, brand new. We did one a couple weeks ago with Payette. They just had a new year-round beer. This is a new year-round for Mother Earth, bringing it to you. I picked this up, I want to say at Winco for like $9. So, yeah,
Cool. That would. Ooh.
for a 6-pack. That was a good pop.
Yeah, that was a good pop.
It never fails. Also, as soon as we start, the dogs end up pushing the door open and walking into the room.
Yeah.
It's part of the show.
Yeah,
He just likes to be a part of
It's their
things.
house.
Exactly.
we're just living in it.
If only she'd help pay the bills.
She pays it with that booty. She's under the table. It's adorable.
Look at that.
All right, yeah, coming in at 6.8%. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
My Mother Earth had opened their beer room right next to my office, by the way. So if you guys ever want to come by,
3rd?
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, 3rd Street downtown.
just drink with me
tap
over there,
room. Okay.
or we can go to Boise Brewing, or we can go to any other brewery around me.
I actually found a map that has all 10 breweries in downtown Boise, and it's like mapped out, and so you could walk in. It's only like 3 miles, but the last 5 are all within 7 blocks. It's
That's
pretty.
cool.
It's going to be pretty awesome. I don't know. Stay tuned. We might have something for you.
It's a good walk.
On Untapped, Heavy Cloud from Mother Earth Brewing. You already said 6.8 ABV, I'm pretty sure, JB?
Yeah.
The rest of the description says, leaning on a slightly higher finished gravity than adjunct sugars for body. Heavy Cloud is lactose-free and features the smooth, low bitterness impression that fans of the style love. A cloud-like haze is derived from a generous bill of wheat and oats. Finally, the aroma and flavor scream tropical oasis, passion fruit, pineapple, lychee, and coconut.
I get the lychee, which is a very subtle flavor on there. I wasn't sure because I don't really get a lot from the aroma. I do get a little bit of passion fruit, a little bit of the kind of tropics, but really light. But when I took that first sip, let me take another just to make sure. Just to make sure. I'm getting real close here. I love it. I don't know about you guys. I love it. This is wonderful.
This is a hazy I can get behind.
This might be like the best hazy I've ever had.
Oh, really?
Ooh, I really, really enjoy this. I'm surprised how much I enjoy it. You know, I like Mother Earth. They do a good job. They do their IPAs pretty fucking well, but this is phenomenal.
Yeah, and at 6.8, like that's what's crazy to me.
I'm a sucker for lychee, though.
Yeah.
Love that flavor.
Love it.
Love it.
No, this is good. I like the oat profile and the wheat profile that's coming through. Like the pineapple actually is more subtle than the lychee, though. I see what you're saying, man. And yeah, that tropical fruit with the haze, super smooth, nice ABV. This is real good. This is real good. This is beer I can get behind real quick and in a hurry, man. I likes it.
It's a full body. You know, like just from the tip of your lips to your swallow, that's just a full body. Just I wasn't expecting that. I don't get any coconut. Not even a hint of.
Yeah, that is the one flavor I'm missing as well right now.
Ditto.
And thank God for that, as far as I'm concerned.
Then why even bring it up in the fucking conversation?
Right,
Mother Earth.
Again, coconut's another one that's hard to get. It's a very subtle one until it's incredibly overpowering. So I just rather get the fuck on. Maybe they have to put it there in case you notice it. They're like, sorry, guys.
It's there.
It's
We
there.
just want to call it out.
You just
first.
need to.
I'll rate it first.
Go ahead.
By the way, I love the artwork on the can. It literally is just white clouds with like the billowy part of the cloud being the actual silver part of the metal of the can, which is it just looks cool. And then a top bright orange makes it stand out, so you know what you're looking for. But I'm gonna give this a 4.25. I love this hazy IPA. It's great. It incredibly drinkable, really smooth. It's good. It's juicy.
Nice. I'll go next just because I would describe if this beer were a person. Here's how I would describe it, and I'm gonna say it this way because it's a line that I think was in Moneyball.
He's gonna make it
because I just
sexual.
watched it, and it's not sexual.
That's
But
a
it
first.
was really fucking funny. It was the Scouts. They had a line, and I can't remember who they were talking about, but they were like, "He's the sort of dude that when he walks into a room, his dick was there 2 minutes earlier."
And how did you not make it sexual there?
That's not sexual. That's just saying it exudes big dick energy.
The BDE.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good old BD. on
This
that one.
beer exudes big dick energy.
And that line was big dick energy before big dick energy.
It
a
was,
thing, man,
exactly.
which is nuts. To me.
Where do you get big dick energy drink? Can I get?
If you gotta ask me,
Bro,
Exactly.
yeah, you can't.
See? So that's
it's-
the
okay.
problem right there.
It's your
Will.
swag.
That's my problem. All right.
4.5. You know, 4.75. Fuck it. This is amazing. I'm in love with this beer.
Yeah, you found a new standard for you.
would you tap it?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I'd tap it too.
Yes, I was about to.
Yeah. It's getting. We're tapping each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good tap.
I want to try pegging now.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Oh, you're just gonna go full tilt in the other direction there. All right. Okay. It's making you change teams. Look
He's
at
gonna go.
that.
He's gonna go full symbiosis
I'm not
with like
changing teams. I'm
symbiote.
just trying new things.
You're willing to allow
We'll
them
see where it
inside you.
goes. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is a great beer.
Opening my horizons.
I mean, I'm
And my
open,
anus.
but I don't know if I'm that open. This is a great beer. I love everything about it as well. I'm gonna go 4 on this beer. I would definitely tap it. I could drink this for a good amount of time. I'm not getting the 6.8 ABV. The mouthfeel alone is just something to, call other people about and let them know. I'm like, hey, did you put this in your mouth? You should, because it's quite exuberant and amazing. No, 4 all day, man. Definitely tapping her.
I always lean towards more of a fruity beer. It's
Yeah.
just more pleasant to me. I think when it comes to the coconut, it may come from just the drinkability of it. It's almost like as thick as it would be at coconut milk if you ever had just coconut milk from a coconut. There's a bit of a thickness to it, which I think I'm getting from this beer, but I'm not tasting it. But I also very much enjoy it. It's 4.0. I would tap it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
This is our second beer of the night that is a Brunomics recommended. And also this got tapped. So shoot, man, go find this beer. It should be available anywhere in Idaho. I would guess Oregon, Washington, and definitely California, Southern California for sure.
Well, Mother Earth has the best distribution out of all Idaho breweries.
Yeah, I think they're even in New York now too. I think they are. I think
I
they
remember
sealed that
from
deal.
our when we did our interview with him, go check that one out. He said in South Korea they got voted like the #1 IPA in the world or something. One of their beers, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
Buku.
Buku.
Was it the Buku?
It was the
Something
Buku.
like- Either way, I was like, that's fun.
That's cool. Yeah.
People love that buku.
Back to the list.
To the list.
All right, let's finish this bottom half out here. Coming in at number 5.
Like being a bottom. Coming in at 1989, there is Major League.
Fucking love this movie.
Who
Great
doesn't like fucking Major League?
Uh,
Who doesn't find Major League funny? I don't want to meet that person. If we do, it's going to be the first fight I've ever had in my life.
Ooh, big words
Big words.
for a big.
Might say
dude.
major words.
Oh shit, son! Get it out the way.
Anyway, it's a spoof on baseball, essentially. Now, I don't need you guys' help here, but it had Charlie Sheen.
Wesley Snipes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tom Berenger,
Mhm.
Dennis Haysbert,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and more.
And just a lot more. Yeah.
And I would say this is one of the movies that helped me like baseball, even though it's nothing like it. It would be nothing like it, but it's I wanted to be in those scenarios of just like enjoying myself, being the hero. Also being in those scenarios, like I wanted like a voodoo friend, a guy who's super into voodoo, just give me good luck or bad luck.
Dude, the hairstyles, the lifestyle, especially in the late 80s, like what Charlie Sheen brought to this role, he was fucking in it.
Mm-hmm.
This movie changed a lot of weird things about baseball for just being a movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, until this movie, closing pitchers never came out to their own
Music. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this one brought it out, and I can't remember the name of the player, but he was a closing pitcher that did the same thing, like shaved his head, back of his head in that weird design that Charlie Sheen had in this, and came out to Wild Things. The fan were
I remember
calling
that,
and
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That
That's
started
cool.
it.
Mm-hmm.
That started.
That's
that.
amazing.
Yeah, this movie started it, dude. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty amazing.
brought a little pomp and circumstance to the situation, huh? Okay.
And why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not? Indeed, man. That's great.
Will and I are playing softball again now. We're on the same team. And there's so much I'm thinking about, like, texting everybody on the team and be like, send me a walk-up song.
Oh
and
my
I'm just
God.
going to create a playlist where when they come up,
Mhm.
bring one of my fucking, Bluetooth speakers. As soon as they walk up, just play whatever. their
So
song
great,
is.
man. I fully encourage that.
That's what you
yeah,
should
right?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to.
Yeah,
You
we should
should.
make that happen.
So I guess while we're at it, let's just take a quick detour. Do you guys have an immediate thought of what your walk-up song would be?
I go first. It's not readily available right now.
Oh boy, I don't know if I have one right away either.
Oh, okay.
I would do.
U.S. man.
Well,
There's a lot of possibilities
There
there.
are a lot of possibilities, and I feel like it would be ever changing too. It'd either have to be something super punk rock or something with a super good beat. Like Run the Jewels has a few songs that would
Right.
make
That's a good one.
some good walk up ones.
I suck in that I can't remember the name of the song, but it's the really awesome walking music in Kill Bill. That would be pretty awesome to do.
Battle Without Honor.
Yes, thank you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I could
That is
rock
That's
that.
actually great.
That's a
I think
great
mine
one.
would be Jizz in My Pants. Jizz in my pants. Jizz in my
Yes,
pants.
that's a great one.
I'm coming up.
That's fucking great. That's fucking great, dude.
It was Sunday Cohen softball.
I
That'd be
would
awesome.
want you to go to bed every 5 minutes, Paula. Yeah, I'm on board with that.
You're gonna have some fun.
I might do Livin' La Vida Loca.
You should definitely
dude,
do
you
Live
totally
in
should
La
totally
Vida
do
Loca,
that.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure mine out.
Give me a
right
reason to
now.
come to the game. It's just to control the
Especially
music.
since my number was taken, so I didn't do the usual name and number I go with. So I went with my nickname is Butt Butt. My number 69. So I feel like Livin' La Vida Loca would fit. Yeah, it's Butt Butt. Butt
Or
Butt.
Is it B-U-T? B-U-T-T.
Oh, two
Dude.
T's.
Oh, two T's.
2 T's and 2 butts.
2 T's and 2 butts.
do Outcast Shake It.
That's a good one.
That's a
Hey,
good
yeah,
one.
that's a good one.
Hey, that was a good one.
Just
yeah.
pick an Outcast song.
Yeah.
Almost.
Easily.
They're so
Yeah.
good. Talk about it.
I mean, with a name like Butt Bite, I mean, yeah, it kind of works.
Yeah.
There we go.
Get some-
Or
Ooh,
Shaky Bon Bon.
yeah.
Martin.
Yeah, easy. Right on.
Yeah, that you might have to do that since you're already going Ricky Martin. Butt, shake your bonbon. Like
Shake
it.
your bum, bum,
Yeah, there
shake
you
your
go.
bum,
Put
bum,
it-
shake your bum,
Throw the
bum.
thong song in there.
There you
Oh,
go.
there you
Killing
go.
it.
Yeah.
A couple of
Baby got back.
I'm
You're
so
gonna
fancy
have like
by Iggy
different
Azalea.
walk up music every time you're
Only
up
Jerry
to
gets
bat.
different walk up music every
Only
game.
Jerry gets
Yeah.
to do
True.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put the playlist together.
Yeah.
Everybody else is changing. It's not every game it changes. Every at bat.
Every at bat. Yeah.
Oh.
It's what he's
But
feeling.
it's always a different
at the
song.
moment. Yeah, gotcha. No.
Always a different song.
I struck out the inning before, and the next time I'm up is just REM's Everybody Hurts Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's what the fuck?
They're like, oh my god, this guy's all over the place. What's happening?
Somebody get him
yeah.
some help.
That's what you're into, man.
No,
That's what you're
I
into.
love it, man. That's
what you
cool.
need.
Yeah.
He gets a walk. The next time he's up to bat, it's like Radiohead's Creep.
It's like, come on, Gene.
Just
Yeah.
monks chanting. Fucking just like
Gregorian chants or
but
something.
yeah, like ocean sounds.
Well, I thought you meant like the monks chanting in like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
Dude, whoa, that's a good one.
Near,
What was the Deadpool one? Like with the Celine Dion song she had?
What was it?
I can't remember.
Okay, we're way too far
Oh,
off.
Yeah, we got off
Giant
topic.
tangent.
We could
Anyway,
spend all day on
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Major League is a great movie.
Great
Yes,
movie.
it
Great
is.
movie.
Yes, it
Great
is.
movie. Go watch it.
Watch it. Watch it 3 times.
We didn't even talk about the movie.
We didn't.
It's everything right about I personally it's Major League's all the small things really that come together. God, I would do Smash Mouth All Star 100% is my one.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Blink-182, All the Small Things.
No, I see that was a missing. Red Harry. Red Harry. But no, it's like I remember playing baseball. I was the kind of kid. I was in the outfield sometimes, and I would just be, there's nothing's coming your way, and you just have nothing to do. Like that is Major League because you just make up stupid shit to do on your own because you're always out there. That is Major League in a nutshell, man.
Yeah.
At least I think so. It's just me.
The premise of this movie has actually been redone a couple times. So the idea that the owner wants to have the team tank and do poorly so she can sell them or move the team or whatever. That was done with the Replacements, right? A little bit, or was that was like a strike or something like that?
There was
No,
a strike.
There was a strike.
But
you're
same kind of
striking that
idea
one,
where you
yeah.
had a lot of bad players come in and win, and then also Ted Lasso did the thing. But I like the character arc in that the owner eventually comes around and wants the team to win.
Yeah. So, and if you're one of those people that pay for Paramount Plus, you can watch this streaming there.
Ooh.
Number 4, A League of Their Own, which came out in 1992. Just rewatched this one. This is another one of those true story baseball movies. Which is another thing that's great about sports movies. Whether it's football, like you brought up The Replacements, or baseball. Fact or fiction, it doesn't matter. The stories you can build using it as a plot's really awesome. This is one that's a real story, a very real story. You know, it's essentially in 1940, whenever all the men went over
World War
to
II.
fight them Nazis. America still needed baseball, so they came up with the AAPGBL, All American Pro Girls Baseball League. Just an absurd acronym.
I want that as a T-shirt.
But it was only 4 teams. They would keep playing each other. But just filled out by a whole bunch of women. And it was a fucking great cast.
Great cast, dude.
Great
oh
cast.
My gosh.
The only person that didn't have to audition was Gina Davis. Everyone else, including Madonna, including Rosie O'Donnell, had to audition and prove they could play ball. The stunt work in this was super minimal, which, I fucking love. But it's a great movie. It shows what these women had to go through, the misogyny they had to overcome, these stupid little short skirts they played in. And their games getting taunted by men. Why are you out here? Get back in the kitchen. There was even one newspaper reel that popped up, and it was like, they're trading their oven mitts for baseball mitts.
Oh,
That was an actual headline.
that's horrific, man. Jeez.
Kind of funny, though. Fucking just that. There's another one I just rewatched because it's been a long
Are
time.
you talking about the kid?
No, just that when that popped up that they traded their oven mitts for baseball mitts. I was just like, good God. Good God. But it does. It came out in 92. It did a great way to approach the misogyny. It approached racism in there very subtly, but it still did it. Tom Hanks didn't want to do this. It approached fucking alcoholism because he was a washed up alcoholic. It was fun. Watch it. Watch the fucking movie. But I loved it because they had, pretty much most of the audience were extras and they were unpaid extras.
No.
So in between scenes, they would go out and Tom Hanks was doing puppet shows. Rosie O'Donnell was doing stand-up. They tried to get Madonna to sing and she wouldn't do it. So a whole bunch of the other girls went out and sang Madonna songs just to
Just to
throw the piss
fuck
at her.
over.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I thought that was fucking
That's
amazing.
great.
When they're in the movie, back to the physicality, and these girls having to play ball and shit in those stupid short skirts, there's that scene, it's iconic, where the girl, I think she plays left field, whatever, slides into third. She has this gigantic fucking strawberry that just goes from the top of her ass to the bottom of her thigh. That was real. 100% real, and apparently the bruise was there for over a year.
Wow.
Yeah, that happens. I still have
I've had
marks
I've had
on
some nasty
my.
ones too that lasted months, but never a year.
I have ones that are permanent
Jesus.
that aren't coming out.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's
yeah.
terrible.
I don't slide anymore.
And one of the only scenes where they needed a stunt double was where Gina Davis, there's that high pop-up foul, and she goes and does the splits and catches it. She could do the splits, but she couldn't slide into it and do the catch. So they had to get a stunt double for that.
That's crazy. But that was like one of the only times.
That was pretty
right?
much one of the only times.
Wow.
It's fucking crazy. So these girls were just so badass. It's a great movie. God, there's a scene
So much heart.
So much heart. There's a harsh reminder of the war they're going through when they get a note in the locker room and one of their husbands dies, and it's just this all of a sudden just halts, and you're like, oh my God, that's right. There's a fucking war going on.
That's why you're here right now.
Yeah, that hits hard, but really fun movie. Great cast, and they're actually doing a TV series reboot
Oh,
on
okay.
Amazon, and the main character is Darcy Carden. And if you don't know who
Darcy
that is,
Carden.
she's
Yeah.
Janet from The Good Place.
Yeah.
She's absolutely phenomenal. And I was
great.
listening
Oh,
to a
that's
podcast.
gonna be great.
She's like a state championship softball player when she was in high school. Like, girl can ball.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm super excited to see kind of where this goes. Really.
A League of Their Own is streaming on Peacock currently.
Yes, it is, which is totally free. It's a streaming service you don't have to pay for. You just have to deal with commercials, and they're not that bad either.
Yeah.
As far as the commercials go, they don't pop in that often, and when they do, it's usually a minute, and you're back at it.
Back at it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. You know, you're right. I'm thinking of Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Peacock is free with commercials. Yeah.
All right. Number 3.
Number 3, this is The Sandlot. This came out in 1993, man. Everybody knows this movie. Fucking classic. This is one of the greatest cult classic movies out there. I mean, we're talking Benny the Jet Rodriguez. I mean, we're talking Smalls. All the great references that you know and love.
Great Bambino.
The Great Bambino. Oh, my God. Yeah, exactly.
Forever.
You could go on and on and on, man. This movie is fucking phenomenal, and so not a whole lot really needs to be said about this movie.
Wendy Peppercorn.
Yeah, like it's just happening.
Yeah, it's one
all
we
the
don't have
time.
to explain the plot because you've everybody's seen it.
It's the perfect embodiment of childhood.
It really is. Like that is the most amazing element of Americana baseball. 4th of July, Independence Day, you name it, it's America.
When I did our poll of the Angels in the Outfield versus Rookie of the Year, someone was like, "Well, let's add the Sandlot," and I was like, "No. First off, that's not what this is about.
Correct.
Secondly, that's not fair.
No.
You can put the Sandlot against it.
Sandlot wins
like,
hands down.
That's like, hey, let's have the New York Yankees against your local high school baseball team.
Yeah, not fair.
Wonder who's gonna win.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Come on.
Get out of here with that.
It wasn't the question.
Exactly.
You know? It's just like,
Exactly.
don't be that guy, right?
Exactly. Or girl.
Or gal. Yeah, just don't be that person.
Don't be that person.
And
Answer the fucking question.
if you haven't seen it, dude, do yourself a favor. Go watch it right now.
Fucking catch up to the world, okay?
Yeah.
Get there.
It's on Hulu, Disney Plus, and YouTube. Yeah. We good?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, we're good with that one.
Take us to number 2, William.
Sweet. Number 2 is 42. Life, universe, and everything. Answer to the ultimate question. No, not a Douglas Adams reference. We're talking about number 42, which stands for Jackie Robinson. He just was the first black Major League Baseball player in baseball.
Kind of.
Yeah.
That we know of.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so he wasn't before. There was a black baseball player in like 1890 something. Before they segregated the leagues, and there was even kind of some documentation of maybe black players before that, but then the leagues got segregated, and after that, he was the first post-segregation
Yeah.
black player to get picked up.
This
But
movie
technically,
is
yeah, we'll give it to Jackie.
all about Jackie Robinson and I would the manager, whose name is escaping me at the moment, played by Harrison Ford. Branch Rickey, who essentially brought Jackie Robinson. He was the one that said, "Hey, this needs to happen. We just had a war, against the Nazis, and for freedom, we need to have a war on civil rights at home because we need to get this changed," which is incredibly, commendable. And this movie goes into a lot of detail about just how that happened and all the adversity that they came up against.
I gotta kind of throw some shade at you guys real quick because you passed through Sandlot so fast, you missed my really fucking great transition.
I know you did a lot of hard work, and I'm sorry.
Said Sandlot was shot in 42 days, and then our next movie.
It was 42.
No, I saw that on
Thanks
there.
for
Yeah.
fucking that up, Will.
You're welcome. I'm sorry, Jerry. He does all this hard work, and we don't appreciate it enough. But thank you. It was a good segue. and
Too
we
good
just-
to pass over.
Yeah. You've got some other notes here since, we'll give you some credit. In 1997, Baseball Commissioner Bug Selig universally retired Jackie Robinson's number 42. The handful of players still wearing the number were allowed to keep it. And as of 2014, with the exception of Jackie Robinson Day coming up April 14th. 15th. Is that right? I can't read.
The Ides of
April
April.
14th. In which all players wear the number 42. No Major League player will ever wear number 42 again, out of reverence.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, this actually has the largest opening weekend ever for a baseball movie with 27.3 million, which is probably one of the reasons why we don't see so many baseball movies anymore. But
Well, that's not true. I mean, one, that's not a huge budget, but this was 2013. That was also more than half. This movie had a $55 million budget, and that was opening weekend. So you made half of your budget back on opening weekend.
yeah, that's pretty good.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worldwide, when it was done, it made over almost $100 million.
Yeah.
So it made twice its money almost. Did fine, but that's good.
It's commendable. Yeah.
Was that before Black Panther or after?
After.
After.
Well, excuse me,
B-
before.
way before.
Before?
Yeah,
Way
before.
before.
Way
Yeah.
before. Way before.
Yeah, the late Chadwick Boseman is Jackie Robinson in this film. This is a great cast too, by the way.
Oh, dude, Chadwick, Harrison Ford, Christopher Maloney, fucking Alan Tudyk.
John C. McGinley. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was John C. McGinley played the announcer, which is kind of one of the things that all of the baseball movies that I think I've ever seen, they all have really good actors as the announcer.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And I think that's it's just always been something that's been really well done, and I wanted to point that out.
Well, it's always such a throwaway role. Like, my favorite announcer is actually in Major League. That guy's fucking amazing. I always copy his lines. Like, Bonds is up, 2 on and 2 out again. Ooh, swinging him. It's just the way that he delivered his lines. Fucking great.
You're talking about Bob Uecker.
You goddamn right I'm talking about Bob. He's great.
Another stat that Jerry came up with for us is it says, while Yasha Blackcomb, a former minor league player, was Chadwick Boseman's stunt double in some scenes. Boseman did not like many of his own stunts, as he had done.
Boseman did.
Boseman did many of his own stunts, as he had done months of baseball training and studied footage of Jackie Robinson playing. Boseman said he was livid seeing a stunt double inaccurately portray Robinson. Every time he did it, I was like, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. And finally, the crew let Boseman film the scene. It made the movie better, and I hoped it also helped Boseman get into character. He's quoted as saying, "You walk out there with this feeling of, I actually kind of know what this guy was going through. I can identify with the emotions, and I can identify with how tired he was. I can identify with how he was abused. I can identify with the loneliness of it. So I carry that into this moment and use that because, it's real to me right now." And that's huge. Like, Chadwick Boseman did an amazing job on this.
He truly did. And I remember actually a really beautiful moment is Jerry actually brought this up to me a few years back, and we'd watched the movie together, and I got to experience this movie with Jerry, and it was a beautiful time. That, like, I was so appreciative that he brought this up to me because I had not noticed it beforehand. So no, just big thanks to Jerry on that one, and just being able to witness this movie. And once again, like, there's a lot that's going on either in the background or either that's not the main plot point, but it's specifically like all the trials and tribulations, like the things that Jackie Robinson had to overcome, the racism, like trying to be the first, all these things, like, and then baseball is just sort of this through line that gets to be quite a beautiful element that he gets to overcome, the thing that he can truly control in his life. And man, this is just a beautiful movie. You should watch it when you get a chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you have HBO Max, you can watch it there.
Absolutely.
All right. Final movie, number 1. I think the greatest baseball movie ever made.
It's originally a TV movie.
Kind of.
It's for HBO only.
Specifically an HBO release. Yeah, so it didn't come out in theaters or anything, but it was a made-for HBO movie written and directed by Billy Crystal, which I think is pretty fucking cool. It's 61 with an asterisk next to 61. It came out in 2001, and it's essentially the story in 1961 of Mickey Mantle, who I think is the single greatest baseball player ever to play the game, and Roger Maris on their home run chase to beat Babe Ruth's record. And at the time in 1961, they just extended the games by
10.
a handful of games. I can't
5,
remember
yeah.
what it was. And so that's the reason for the asterisk was, it was Yankees. It was the shortly after Babe Ruth, a while after Babe Ruth died, but it was just in the house that Babe Ruth built. Everything was about Babe Ruth. So it was like, well, if they beat the record, but if it takes more than,
54 games,
what
I
Babe
think.
Ruth did,
Yeah.
is that fair? Yeah, it is. The season's the season.
Or 154
Right,
games,
and that was the
something
point.
like
It was like when Babe Ruth broke the record, the guy that held it before him played 14 less games than Babe Ruth did. In 1961, you didn't fly from the West Coast to the East Coast or vice versa. You didn't play night games. There was no such thing. So, it all kind of evens out. Either way, neither here nor there. But I love this movie. One, it's a great American history story.
Yeah.
Ultimately kind of what it is, but I also like the fun little things. I have this movie on DVD. I watched like all the special features, and Billy Crystal, I mean, he was the reason this movie came up.
It was a passion project of his.
Hardcore,
hardcore,
big time. He's one of probably the biggest Yankee fans of all time. But all these stories in it, he became incredibly close friends with Mickey Mantle and his family after they died. So a lot of these bits in the games, they're like, oh, what happened? And Billy Crystal would describe everything from start to finish. And they'd be like, are you sure? And they'd have a fact checker like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, he's right. So like halfway through the movie, they just stopped questioning. It was like, Rain Man knows. Rain Man knows.
That's
He fucking gets it.
That's
so Billy
cool.
Crystal's intelligence and like memory recall when it comes to this shit, I think is pretty fucking fascinating.
That's awesome, man.
To the point to where they were like, well, we want the stadium to look like it did. We know they changed colors. They went from green and later did blue. Does it matter? And Billy was like, wait. He went to his garage, found a stadium chair from the 60s that he had, pulled it off, and they actually chipped off the paint and found the exact shade of green from 1961, painted all these stands, and then just like digitally layered them. So when you went back, you could see it, but it made it the exact look and feel.
Color.
That's cool, man.
61.
Wow.
So I thought that was super fun. And it's just the idea of like, how do we get the color right? I don't know. Let me go see if this stadium chair I have in my garage has the right paint on it still.
That's amazing.
That's bananas.
Yeah. That's
Bananas. Last time we did a baseball one, I talked about how good fucking Tom Jane was in that Mickey Mantle swing from both sides. We'll get into that. But the last thing I'll say that I think was really fun on this one, because, taking a lot of time. Anthony Michael Hall he played Whitey Ford. The names on this team at this time is fucking crazy. Whitey Ford was left-handed. Anthony Michael Hall is right-handed. So his jersey, his numbers, his name was flipped on it. That way, when they did the filming of it, they just reversed the film, and it looked like he was throwing left-handed when he was throwing right-handed.
Interesting.
So I thought that was a fun little bit of film trickery there. It was just backwards jersey and flip the film.
Yeah, because they want to make it look natural, but at the same time, like they need to look like legit.
Because there are like Yankees fans and baseball fans that if they saw this and you see a left-handed pitcher throwing right-handed,
They're going to
you ain't
know.
gonna
Yeah,
get away
nope,
with that.
nope.
Yeah.
That's a mistake you don't want to make.
Nope.
So I just thought that was kind of fun.
Dude, that's rad. Yeah.
I actually just watched that movie before the show.
Oh yeah.
I found it very intriguing with just like the alcoholism of like Mickey Mantle and then like Roger Morris, how he had to deal with like the public and like the newspapers, and I was like, this is a lot of shit that's compounding right now, dude.
Which is crazy because come back to Billy Crystal, those are all stories he heard from Mickey Mantle, and he was so close with his family. They're like, no, tell the story of when he fucking ran his car through the gas station and got a hooker, whatever. When he was married, like they were comfortable enough to be like, let's tell the story how it happened.
We're not trying to hide shit. Yeah,
That's
it is what it
like,
is.
and how sad is it? His career got ruined by a fucking bad flu shot in the hip.
That was intense.
Isn't that
his
sad,
body just
man?
deteriorating? I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That bit when he's talking about how like his father, his grandfather, his uncle, none of them lived past like 41 or whatever.
45, but yeah.
45. And Mantle lived to 55, I think. So he outlived them all, but still. Lived fast, lived hard.
Yeah.
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 Still,
So
I think greatest baseball player ever.
easy.
And
I'm not
I
gonna
think
argue with you.
I found it really cool that they were just like, fuck Babe Ruth.
Dude,
you know, that
right?
was very interesting.
Go get that fat fucks record. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you watched it. Did you like it?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It was very entertaining, and it was just a good movie.
Beautiful. All right, let's finish up. Drink our last beer and get the fuck out of here, huh?
Double up.
All right, finishing up with another West Coast IPA. That is the theme of the day. From Rogue. This is a Newport Nights West Coast IPA brewed with El Dorado hops. Dedicated to fun in the 101. Have we had this before?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, we have not. And this actually comes to us again from Robert. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate all the donations.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
We thank you. Yeah.
Untapped has this at 9.8 ABV. It is
Jesus Christ.
Imperial Double IPA.
son.
I think that's what is on the can. Maybe you pass the can off to Vic to read, since we actually have something on the can as soon as we're done pouring. I will say that Newport, the reason why it's called Newport Night is because that is where the Rogue Brewery is located in Oregon, is Newport.
Yeah, it's got this, like, the can's really cool looking. It's got this 80s, like, retro, like, techno vibe to it, which is pretty rad.
Yeah, it's totally like neon, but then you've got like one of those like grid backgrounds that you would probably see in like something like War Games or whatever from back in the day.
Yeah, actually, I have this,
That Moonbeam City vibe.
yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, I actually have this background on my fucking PlayStation, which is legit. So
I wish they had more than one seat on that.
It looks a lot like Far Cry Blood Dragon, I guess, right?
Yeah, or like, what was that one like super crazy like futuristic Jurassic T-Rex Dutch film? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
With the lasers.
Kung Fury.
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
There
Thank
you
you very
go.
much. Yeah, that's what this is all about here. So no, super rad. So here's what the can reads. Says there's nothing quite like a night out in Newport. From a craft beer and the freshest seafood to bonfires on the beach, this one's dedicated to Newport and those unforgettable nights having fun on the 101. This beer opens with aromas of mango, papaya, and tangerine, followed by an atom bomb of pine grapefruit notes that ultimately settle into a surprisingly smooth finish. And that's it.
All right. Well, let's get it. 9.8. God, I'm nervous.
I know.
It's the same.
Are you guys smelling fruit off of this?
Just you.
Ooh.
Ew. I don't get a lot of fruit aroma from this. Maybe that's just me.
No, I'm not getting any fruit. I just get like malt liquor smell.
Even though it says that you should be getting the fruit aroma.
It smells like a fucking oldie,
Like a what?
like Old English.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's very fusel combined with like
This is something Tracy Jordan would drink.
high gravity. Yeah.
Dipped in gold.
Thank goodness it's not a glitter beer.
Oh my
Can you
gosh.
imagine? Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
It's a little unsettling, almost.
I'm trying to. Yeah. No, I had the same response on mine.
In case you guys are wondering what, like, so essentially the reaction I just had was like in Dumb and Dumber when they get pulled over.
Uh-huh.
It's a cardigan. Yeah, man, killer boots. And, you know, he's asking if they're throwing back an old grandpa's cough medicine. And then, what's the actor's name?
Harlan Williams.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Takes a drink of the beer bottle that has the piss in it.
Yep.
That's the face I just made.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. Exactly. There you go. Good
Yeah.
noise, too.
Yeah. Very good.
Oh, that's what I do.
All right. This is less pleasant than the other one. The other Northwest
the-
IPA we had.
Than the icicle.
The Icicle. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I usually love a good Northwest IPA or West Coast IPA, I guess is what these ones are instead, which are typically a little bit more bitter and hoppy, but stop it. Unless you pair it with oyster shooters, karaoke, or questionable dance moves.
I could say with the ABV, there would be a lot of questionable dance moves going on. at
Oyster
whatever club.
shooters.
I don't even know what that is.
They're garbage.
Okay.
It's like, imagine taking an oyster, and if you ever worked at a bar, at the end of the night, the bit of juice at the bottom of a garbage can, you take that out, and then you put an oyster in that, and then you drink that with the oyster and swallow just that meaty, fishy, garbage bar juice oyster.
No.
Then you can take a sip of this, and it'll taste good.
That's gross.
That's what it takes to make this drinkable.
That's nasty.
So, you fucked up, Rogue. 1.5.
I don't know. I mean, it was
this
canned
out,
in
yeah.
November.
He gave
4
this to
months
us a
ago?
couple weeks ago.
He
so,
did? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
He said he got it from Costco, so I don't know.
I'm definitely not getting any fruity out of this at all. It's just all falsely fuels to me.
You said 1.5, Jer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, what I gather from your summary there is just a solid seafood vibe to it that just is very unappealing. And it's unappealing to me. I couldn't nail it down quite like you could. And so, no, I'm with you, man. I'm gonna go 1.5 as well. Not a huge fan of this guy. I'm not seeking it out.
I love seafood.
Yeah.
I don't think about. I don't know if I would drink this with seafood. Maybe I would if I had it like like it was younger, than it was as opposed to how old it is now. Like, I don't hate it, but I'm not gonna buy it myself. I give it a 2.25.
Okay. There's a little bit more of a malt backbone on this, I think, than the Peak Seeker, the Icicle one that we were talking about earlier. And because of that, I actually find it a little bit more forgiving in terms of its bitterness than the other one. So I am going to rate it higher than the other one, but not much. I'm going to give this a 2. It's the other one I rated 1.75. What are you going to do? But it's I don't know. Like I'm not a big seafood eater either, but like I know that like whenever you walk into like a seafood restaurant, you get that brine of salt that kind of hits you sometimes of just the smell of being at a seafood restaurant, and I kind of wonder if maybe that might help take the edge off this beer.
Like being exposed to that environmental
Yeah,
smell?
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and like maybe having it with like crab legs or something. I don't.
You got me, man. Yeah.
That's
And whatever you're into, I definitely smell the bonfire coming from the drink.
Really?
To me, it smells like a bonfire or some sort of fire.
All I get is the fusel alcohol smell that comes from it.
That's all I'm getting to.
Yeah.
What a way to end the night, y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we had kind of a couple bummers, but we also had some pretty good high highs. So
True.
Yeah, the heavy cloud hazy IPA and the red haze. Which one of those two did you guys like more?
Oh, the heavy cloud.
Oh,
easily.
heavy cloud. Yeah.
Heavy cloud?
Hundo.
By far
Yeah.
beer of the night. One of the best beers I've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Agreed.
I would agree.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Do a rate, subscribe, all this stuff. If you're on Spotify or iTunes, give us a rating. It helps a lot. We really appreciate it. Tell a friend, tell a coworker. Follow us. Did I say that already?
Maybe.
Yeah, whatever.
Say it again.
Say it again, baby.
Follow us.
Be good to each other. Thanks for listening. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. In case of this episode, a good part of your day with us. I'm Jerry.
I'm William.
I'm Vic.
I'm Paula.
Oh, you fucked it up, Paula. Man, you've been going so
Who the
strong.
fuck is Paula?
Always
Who the
saying
fuck is Paula?
Yeah, who knows?
My name is Mark. You guys are always like, oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I did not hit her. I did not. There, Gators.
Stay
Everybody's
curious,
scared.
everybody.
I don't know who I would have said.
Sean.
Seen?
Oh, that's funny.
I'm seen.
Sian.